We shouldn't be taking sides on this issue. We should all be on the same team. If we see racism, squash it on the spot. We all want to be one. You know, we want to put our arms around one another. We don't want to say sides, but they had a number of black grads on it, and they informed me that in their career, that the people who understood that the black community within the Air Force least understood that the black community somewhat felt oppressed were white general officers. And I go, wow, I guess I must have missed something, because in the 7 commands I had in the Air Force, I had a black first sergeant, I had a black command chief, and I had a black deputy. And I would have thought that one of those people would have told me that was the case. And so I called up a retired 4-star friend. So between the two of us, we had 78 years. And I said, how many instances of racial injustice or racial examples did you see? He had none. I had one. It was at a squadron party. I overheard a racial slur, and I went up to the microphone, told everybody to stop what they were doing. And I said, look, that kind of stuff doesn't happen in this unit. We are all one team. Guess what? 6 months later, that squadron went on to be the outstanding squadron in the Air Force. Period. You know, you squash it on the spot. If somebody feels victimized or oppressed, boy, I would have to look at their commanders, because they didn't create the right command climate, I think, because at least I want to think that the 7 commands I did were blessed to have people would come forward if something was amiss.
Yeah, I'm with you, sir. I've asked all of my peers that I've worked closely with, and most importantly, subordinates, if they had seen any of this kind of thing, either in my command or in commands we were around, and it's zero. It's zero, you know. And I came from the squadron to the wing level and was a vice wing commander too. So those are not small portions of the population, you know. And and when I was a vice, we had a black command chief too. So I mean, and my boss at the wing commander, my first boss was a black general officer. So I never got anything from him or any feedback from him what's going on in any of the units related to me. And there's plenty of, according to what these grads are telling y'all, there seems to be a lot of this and plenty of opportunity for it, but where is it?
Yeah. Yeah. I've asked. In fact, we just saw a cadet that we know this past week, because we were in Washington State here visiting our daughter, and he was going through, coincidentally, survival school at Fairchild, and we had a little bit of discussion on that. I mean, are you seeing any of this that you know that the media is pushing and all? It was interesting, though, to watch I think it was 2 combatant commanders about 2 weeks ago testify, and they both said, I have zero indication that I have any type of extremism in either of my commands. But yet, somehow, in fact, I called up an SES that you might know if I said his name, but I won't, because he was over in 3rd Air Force with us, and he's now on the Secretary of the Air Force's staff. And I was asking about the guidance that the Air Force put out for that extremist down day. And I said, why in the world will we put out such one-sided examples? I mean, don't people realize that we're guilting the majority of the population by, holding those things up? And don't they see how divisive people are going to feel resentment for that? And he goes, General, come on, the political environment, look who's running the country, and look who's driving the media. That was his answer. Those weren't my words. So I think that explains a lot about what we have to stand up and fight against.